Is astrology a guide to aid us in mastering the universe? This is the Cosmic Community Podcast with Galactic Ambassador Stacey Dredd. This astrology report is for the week of May 7th, and we have definitely some mixed energies going on this week. We have the new moon in Taurus, and we are spending a little pre-new moon ceremony here in the cosmic community together, because that is this evening, May 7th, and then Saturday, May 11th, another hot ticket day. There is a Venus South Node aspect and also a Mars nodal axis event. And then, then we'll also be chatting about the recent changes here because, this week a little quiet as far as planetary aspects go. And so we tend to then bring things into light, things that we have been working on either in the past, in the recent past, or things even tend to come up from way in the past. And so a couple things that are adding to this energy of things sort of feeling a little stagnant. And so kind of like accessing maybe some things that we've been going over recently in the recent past. We have Mercury actually still in shadow from that last Mercury retrograde in Aries, and Mercury making an aspect with Chiron today. So we're still having a very distinct opportunity for healing in this Mercury retrograde cycle. And the finishing of this, we get the last punch of Mercury conjunct with Chiron. And this is the retrograde story always comes in threes. And so when Mercury stationed retrograde about 2 months ago, that was after the first pass over Chiron. We saw the second pass just a couple weeks after that, and it sure has taken a while for this third and final pass, and we get one more final note to the ongoing story from the Mercury retrograde. So here on this new moon in Taurus, we are having the last little bit of this story told about this healing process. So it's good to have this integration point, but we can be reminded of some of those things over the last couple months, maybe few months, that we have been mulling over and going over and looking for opportunities to heal and move past. The other thing that is keeping us maybe thinking about past events or making us feel like things are just kind of standing a little still is Pluto has recently stationed retrograde. When a planet stations either direct or retrograde, we feel their planets very strongly because they have come to a stop in the sky. It's an optical illusion from our vantage point here on Earth, but the energies of Pluto being really strongly felt. Actually, the entire month of May, Pluto is going to travel 0 degrees. It is a very, very slow moving planet already. And so during this stationing time, we get Pluto themes coming up very strong. So Pluto represents transformations. Pluto also represents control. So like any control issues that we're having, people trying to grab for control, or either somebody throwing the control over to somebody else and being controlled, that these control issues around control very much tied up with Pluto. Pluto's all about resources that come from the ground too. So anything that comes from the deep, dark depths. This also includes literal resources. So you can hear about people striking, things underground. Watch out if you literally are going to be digging in your yard or anywhere doing a construction project. Make sure that you have total knowledge of what's down there. You could hit a surprise down there, and also emotionally, we can access things and go places, and all of a sudden strike some well that's deep down inside of us that was before covered over. And that is something that we don't normally address. Pluto brings up these things that we don't normally address, the things that are normally hidden and buried. These are topics that are taboo. So talking about things that are maybe not PC and things that challenge us, things that bring things up for us from the depths, right? That bring emotional topics. Pluto is so much having to do with sort of that bigger theme that is out in the world. These outer planets, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, they move so slowly. They actually become a definition of a generation or an age. And so people that are all around the same age, they share Pluto in their birth chart. And so people around the same age of each other do actually have these things in common, and people around your age you can see going through some of those same things, and so for people that are just now reaching their 40s, the age of their 40s, Pluto is just now coming into the first square with that birth Pluto. And so anybody around that age of 40 to 45, really feeling that Pluto square, well, half that age, anyone 20 to 22 years old, getting that semi-square and getting their first lesson from Pluto. So very interesting themes that come up from the deep, dark depths with Pluto. So these can include troubles from our past, challenging situations. This can be our triggers very much. We can feel a little extra triggered when Pluto is so strong in the sky right now. So, that is not just the person who is listening to this program that will be affected, or somebody who knows the astrology or is aware of the planet of Pluto in retrograde right now. This is everyone that's affected by it, whether you know about this happening or not, or apply this to your life. So being aware that everybody is feeling this transformation. Everybody is feeling these deep, dark places. And so, having a little empathy, a little kindness for the people around us, knowing that everybody is indeed feeling the intensity of this Pluto right now. So as we move in to Tuesday, May 7th, we have our new moon in Taurus. And this is at 18 degrees of the Earth sign of Taurus. This is the fixed Earth sign, and so represented by the bull. And this is very much a sign that likes to hold their ground. This is a sign that likes to be in the herd. This is a herd mentality that we have here. This is the good of the group versus the good of the individual. This is material security. This is providing for yourself and for those around you in your herd. Taurus is an earth sign that loves the earth. This is gardening. This is having your feet planted on the earth and grounding. This is fighting for earth things like climate change or pollution or things that affect the earth, and so very much feeling these types of themes this time of year anyways with Earth Day. And so that Taurus energy tied up in this time of year of early spring where we are planting seeds. And the new moon in Taurus is at 18 degrees, so check your birth chart, your astrological birth chart, and see where 18 degrees of Taurus falls for you and what house is that in, and what part of your life that is affecting. This is a supermoon, and that means that the moon's really close to Earth. And this is when the moon and the sun come together. So the moon not visible in the night sky, completely dark. This is the darkness before the dawn. New moons can be very quieting and even a little scary traditionally, right? It's just so dark outside. There's no clarity. And so we tend to stay internal. We tend to stay inside and to use the other parts of our senses outside of our sight to feel into things, to feel into our life. And Taurus is ruled by the planet of Venus. Venus is the sensual planet. She rules all the senses. And so Taurus is very good at connecting with all of the senses because there's quite a bit going on in Taurus right now. So if you have Taurus energy, if you have planets in Taurus, no matter what, if you don't have any planets in Taurus, you're not a Taurus, you do have Taurus in your chart. And so you look and see what area of life, which house this is working in for you. And just about everybody should be feeling this in that part of their life, their Taurus area of life, because we just had quite a big conjunction between Uranus and Jupiter. Well, it was between Jupiter and Uranus. You always say the faster moving planet first. So Jupiter moved over the top of Uranus, and Jupiter is the planet of opportunity and of good luck and of optimism and of expansion and of exaggerating things and making things really big. And Uranus is the planet of surprise and awakening and of change. And so these are two pretty volatile energies, and they came into a conjunction. Their energies blended, and they're still pretty much blending right now, although Jupiter is starting to move away from this conjunction with Uranus. But this was a big point in 2024. There is sort of an ongoing theme for the rest of the year that planets are going to start retrograding, and we're going to start slowing down. The energies are going to start slowing down more. We're going to be moving into a time where we sort of review and reflect on things. But for now, things are still moving forward, and we are looking into new territory. We are looking into new opportunities, and we are absolutely concerned about our future right now. The future being represented by the planet of Uranus. Uranus also represents just not only the future, but like technology in the future. So any technological advances, these are all ruled by Uranus. This is like the lightning striking, some new technology coming to light, maybe in the world or in your life, or something new inside of yourself energetically. The Uranus also represents the nervous system. And so if there's been just a lot of like nerves going on, Jupiter has come in and just expanded all of that. So it's been like a nervy time. It's been like pretty raw because these nerves, they can be quite raw at times. And everyone knows someone with some type of sciatica or nerve, this or that. And you never know when that type of zing is going to hit you. And that's that Uranus energy. That's the nervous system. Those are lightning strikes. And so we have been all under the influence here of receiving this expanding lightning strike in our life. So something has hit us, and we have awakened to some new opportunity for the future that is going to expand us, that is going to create more opportunity. And yes, we are like all about it. And it like Jupiter, we're like over the top and like, exaggerating it, but it's something that is creating change, Uranus, and has awakened us. And we literally are now not able to go back under the influence of that hypnotic state that we were under. Uranus, Jupiter has woken us up this year to something. And this new moon is really near this point. So Taurus area of life, super lit up. There are opportunities there for everyone. If you can look and see where this is affecting you, it's a really good time for an astrology reading for sure. If you have big Taurus energies or are feeling like anything I'm saying is really, coming across strong for you, it would be a good time to get some astrology reading from your favorite guru and just get some clarity on what this is for you. So, breaking up old patterns, just really looking for planting new seeds right now here at this Taurus new moon. Other things about this new moon chart. Let me just kind of stare at it for a second and see. Yeah, I mean, that's really the theme of it is just Taurus energy, and also big in the chart right now is that Aries energy. So we're bringing in new opportunities always when we deal with Aries, because it's representative of the first sign of the zodiac, Mercury, working through the remainder of that retrograde cycle, coming into that conjunction with Chiron and bringing in a healing here. Mars also being in Aries, having us have the physical courage and confidence to step up and take action and really complete the goal, be goal oriented, and make sure that we can complete this from point A to point B. So the North Node also in Aries. North Node is all about bringing new opportunities into our life, having options really, and having the bravery, being brave enough to step up and walk in the direction that is going to be best for us. So, this is a really good week for finishing up with that reflection, finishing up with that integration of the Mercury retrograde and this giant Jupiter-Uranus conjunction that has just zapped us all. So on May 13th, we do have the sun coming into the yearly conjunction with Uranus. And so the new moon, not far off, the moon is going to be coming into that conjunction with Uranus later this evening, early in the morning, zipping and zapping his way through the moon, through Uranus and Jupiter and on. And then in a few days, the sun is going to be then making that same move and making a conjunction with Uranus, just re-triggering the nervous system and re-triggering our the focus of our opportunities here for change. The sun is also our personal identity. And so we tend to identify with these areas and these places where the sun goes. So in a conjunction with Uranus, we become the change. We become focused on that. We want something new. We want to be awakened when the sun is in this conjunction to Uranus. It's almost like, it's far off sometimes, but then the sun comes in and we get that direct focus. Then just a few days later, going to be the sun coming into that conjunction with Jupiter, this fired up Jupiter who just got zapped with lightning by Uranus. So kind of re-triggering all of this Jupiter-Uranus stuff all the rest of the week anyways. So that's pretty much, I guess, it for the week. I mean, things to remember. We've got the South Node in Libra. The South Node is working on things that we need to walk away from, things that we need to be rid of, things that have exhausted their time in our life. And Libra represents relationships. Libra represents contracts. Libra represents justice and just fairness and diplomacy. And this is where, we make the South Node again, just trying to move away from things, So this is where we decide to step away from a relationship or make changes to a contract, whether that's a business contract or a contract that you have going something financially. Libra can definitely be involved in finances also when they are involved with another person, since Libra's the planet of relationships. So, relationships with money and people's relationships, regarding money. So, that is something to remember, that, the South Node in Libra, North Node in Aries. And so, yeah, there's also the planet of Neptune at the 29th degree of Pisces. And Pisces is the finishing, the 12th sign of the zodiac, the last sort of step before that new energy of Aries. And so that's integration, that's reflection, that's accepting when something is over and done and needing to be moved on from. Neptune is our planet of unconditional love. It's also a slower moving planet. So when Neptune is, or any slow moving planet is at the 29th degree of a sign, it's like really asking for attention. It's begging for that closure. And so that could be something that's, people are well aware of, something that needs to end in order for us to have more unconditional love and new opportunities, and for us to be able to step up and have some courage and bravery to start anew in our own lives. So I guess that's about it. I hope that this was helpful for you. And if you need to get a hold of me, you can do so at the Cosmic Community at kpov.org. And I hope you have a really good week, and I'll be talking to you again soon. Thank you. Peace. Thank you for listening to the Cosmic Community Podcast. More can be found at kpov.org/thecosmiccommunity.